Good morning. I'd like to welcome everybody to the May 1st, 2025 Board of Public Works and Safety meeting. Roll call, please.
Mr. Judge.
Here.
Ms. Keisha. Mr. Donnie.
Here. Are there any conflict of interest statements?
No, sir.
Okay. Approval of the minutes of the meeting of April 24th, 2025.
I recommend approval, sir.
And I concur. Bid openings, I don't see any. Number 6, matters from other department heads or their representatives. Mr. Button.
Mr. Button.
Good morning, Mr. Jeff and Mr. Donnie.
Good morning, Mr. Dean.
Good morning. I'm bringing up an issue that's also showing up later in the agenda. Gary of Construction, who we hope to award a contract to, would like to start on the project at 165th and State Line, which requires a right-hand eastbound lane restriction on 165th to complete the work that they're doing. They're going to be in there for about a month. So I've put the written request in. We'll get all the details from Gary up. They're going to put some advanced warning signs up either today or tomorrow to let folks know. We've coordinated all this with Calumet City, so they're aware, and we have to put cones and barrels on their side of the state line to the approach. So we've worked all that out. We just are asking for your request for a lane restriction to accommodate the project.
Okay. Make the recommendation.
I will recommend approval.
And I'll concur.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Anything else from department heads or their representatives? Okay, moving on to correspondence. Letter A, correspondence received from William Short, Chief of Police, requesting the approval of probationary officer Emmanuel Suarez to receive veteran specialty pay and probationary officer Michael Baxton to receive degree specialty pay, both effective April 17th, 2025. Officers Adam Sellis and Joseph Dursich to be promoted to the rank of corporal, both effective May 3rd, 2025, and approval for the reassignment of Corporal Kyle Wagers to be transferred from the Patrol Division to the Jail Division effective April 28th, 2025.
I recommend Chief Short's request.
And I concur. Letter B, correspondence received from Dean Button requesting $252,500 of CIB funding to be allocated for 165th and State Line improvements and corresponding agreement with Gary Up Construction submitted for approval.
Project I just mentioned, asking for your approval of both the agreement and the funding allocation. The funding allocation was approved, I think, in January. We just finally got contracts.
Okay.
So we'd ask for your approval of both those actions.
Okay.
I recommend approval of both actions, the agreement and the improvements.
Funding allocation.
Funding allocation, sorry. Yes, sir.
And I concur.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Letter C, correspondence received from the Hammond Hermits requesting permission to hold a parade on May 2nd, 2025, starting at 5:30 p.m., and the Hammond Police Department approval with suggestions. I can tell you the police department's already looked at this and approved the parade.
Okay. I recommend approval.
And I concur. Letter D, correspondence received from Eileen Ibarra, Special Events Coordinator, requesting the approval for closure of 129th Street from Calumet Avenue to Schrag Avenue, Sheffield Avenue from 129th to Calumet Avenue, and 119th and Calumet Avenue at entrance at the Water Garden subdivision, excluding residents for Festival of the Lakes from July 16th, 2025 through July 20th, 2025.
I asked Ms. Ibarra to send this over. Good morning, by
Good
the way,
morning.
Board.
Good morning.
I asked Ms. Ibarra to send this over. I don't think we're just asking to exclude residents from 129th Street, not from the festival, obviously. So we encourage them to come to the festival. So this is just the same as last year, where we've made 129th Street is going to be all parking
lot
from Calumet, or actually from the entrance of Lost Marsh all the way to the city boundary, and then City of Whiting. We're working with them again. They're being great neighbors, and we're just working through getting their part of 129th Street to the boulevard as well. So we'd request this to be approved as presented.
Okay.
I recommend approval.
And I concur. Letter E, correspondence received from Christina Zamat, 524 Chicago Street, requesting to block her side street of Cameron from Chicago Street to the alley on June 28th, 2025, from 5 p.m. through 11 p.m. with signature of the one resident it would affect. Not happy about
Yeah, I thought we'd have to end at 10, don't we?
Yeah, we're just going to approve it to 10. I
10,
think.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I recommend approval, but the time to be 5 PM to 10 PM.
And I concur. Letter F, correspondence received from Elvia Walsh, 922 175th Street, requesting to block Maplewood to the alley for a graduation party on June 21st, 2025, from noon until 10 PM with the signature of one resident it would affect. Good, Phil. Yeah,
I recommend approval.
and I concur. Matters from board members. You have anything, Donnie?
No, sir, Mr. President.
Okay. Number 8, new business. Letter A, agreement with Crossroads YMCA for workplace wellness submitted for approval.
Good morning again to the board. This has been reviewed by Mayor's Office, Economic Development, I think Community Development as well. And with the YMCA, we had a Zoom call earlier this week. This is going to be the agreement to allow city employees to have special rates at the YMCA. So we'd request its approval as presented.
Oh, okay, very good. I recommend approval.
And I concur. Letter B, agreement to rehabilitate property located at 6826 through 28 Kennedy Avenue, submitted for approval.
Yes. This is the Old Pioneer, is it restaurant or tap? or
Tap,
something?
yeah.
Old Pioneer
Tap,
Tap. You saw, I think, you recall that Mr. Quintana was here with Mr. Molina, his
Yes.
attorney. You should have a signed agreement. It's currently set for a status on June 26th. I'm fine with keeping that status, so we don't need to set a status, just approve the agreement.
Okay, got it.
I recommend approval on the agreement.
And I concur. Letter C, agreement to rehabilitate property located at 1476 Shell Street, submitted for approval.
1476 Shell Street, I believe you have a copy of the agreement. Mr. Luter has been requesting this agreement for some time, so I just wanted to make sure that there was a status set. I'm pretty sure there's not one. This is set for expiration on August 1st, and just so the board's aware, this was a property that went through and was, demolition order was recorded in early March. We did have, let's see, Wells Fargo, Brian Berger appeared at the time the bank appeared. So this is a rehab agreement, so we would request a status date of 7/31 if we can get it.
Okay. I recommend approval of the agreement and set a status for July 31st.
And I concur. Letter D, request for rental registration hearing, submitted for approval.
I recommend we set them for May 22nd, 2025.
And I concur. Letter E, garage sale permits, submitted for approval. Yeah, I know you're gonna get hot. Just one, 160. Yeah, they're good.
Okay, I recommend approval.
And I concur. Letter F, notice of violation hearing on property located at 1620 Indianapolis Boulevard.
Good morning, Board.
Good morning.
Requesting a 30-day continuance for this one. I am waiting for the owner to submit the deed restriction that's going to go along with the property. We're going to set it for 5/29/25, please.
You got that?
What?
May 29th?
May 20?
No, it's not on the thing, but I just haven't gotten it back from the owner yet, signed.
No. No.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's all right.
All right, I recommend we set this for status for 5/29/2025.
And I concur.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, letter G, notice of violation hearing on property located at 4242 Johnson.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
On March 12, 2025, an inspection was conducted on the subject property by myself and Chief Electrical Inspector Abel Bautista. We inspected the basement unit and found it to be out of compliance with current codes. The ceiling height measured at 6 foot 11 inches, lower than the minimum requirement of 7 feet. There was no adequate escape windows for the property. There were no permits to account for the creation of the basement apartment. And there was a lack of fire separation between the first floor and the basement apartment. Based on these findings, we ask the board to affirm the order for the removal.
Yep. I recommend approval.
And I concur.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Letter H, agreement to rehabilitate property located at 6126 Harrison Avenue, submitted for approval.
Good morning again to the board. This is, you should have the agreement in front of you. We do have a status set for 7/31, so I just want to confirm that status and request that the rehab agreement be approved as presented. This is a first extension.
Okay.
I recommend a first extension instead the status for 7/31.
And I concur. Letter I, right-of-way permits, looks like there's 8 of them received from engineering, submitted for approval.
Yes, good morning.
Morning, Mark.
The board, actually, there's multiple ones for NIPSCO with the gas, residential gas lines. One permits for, they're running some cable through manhole structures, not ours, but AT&T's for fiber.
Okay.
So that, I recommend approval for that one. There was one that we pulled with Mr. Novak for some monitoring wells. So that's forthcoming by an old cleaner on Calumet. So I would recommend approval for the rest of them.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Mark. Yeah, yep,
Okay. All right, I recommend approval.
and I concur.
Thank you, sir.
Number 9, old business, letter A, status for 6333 Garfield. Morning, Bill.
Yeah, now the comedy begins as Mr. Bill approaches the microphone.
Mr. Bill.
Mr. Bill. Oh, boy.
Who doesn't remember Mr. Bill?
Yeah.
Hi, good morning. Good morning to the board.
Good morning.
We were last here on April 10th. Let me just set the record. Mr. Luter updated us with some photos. The chimney needed to be removed per Mr. Luter. At the time, Ms. Redfield did indicate that she had a licensed contractor. I think it was Jurens is the contractor, and it set it for May 1st on a status. We do have some new photos showing the repair of the
Oh, it's been completed? Nice, very nice.
Yeah, they were actually able to do the work for the minimum requirement of $500 on a permit,
Oh, very nice.
Very nice. Good.
as opposed to the other offer they had, which was $4,000, $5,000.
Really high,
something like that,
yeah.
yeah. So as you can see, the chimney work's been completed. Now we just need to know how soon we can continue moving on, getting the exterior of the house completed. That's what we'll need from the owner.
Okay. Ma'am, could you ask her when she will be able to complete the exterior of the house? She has a time frame in mind?
You can use the microphone if you want.
It could be,
You can use the microphone.
it could be, I mean, soon, but it depends on our finances. I mean, we did the chimney, and next, we're supposed to work on the windows and the fence, and then the last will be, the siding.
Bill, does she have an order of what needs to be done first? And there's- is-
My personal opinion, but I know she has dogs, if I remember correctly. So the fence could probably wait unless it's an issue with the dogs. But because the fence, it's cleaned up, backyard is cleaned
Yeah,
up.
very nice.
I'd rather see the house
Fences.
more on par with what's in the neighborhood. And then we can worry about a fence later, but again, unless it's an issue with their dog.
Ms. Redfield, are you considering siding or painting the home?
I think siding would be best.
Okay, and have you received?
Paint, just chips,
True.
and the wood's old. But I have to wait until I can get the money to save for it.
Okay, and Ms. Redfield, do you have a quote yet?
No, I haven't gotten one yet. No, I haven't talked to anybody.
Okay, so I'm thinking that maybe we should get,
I will find out.
okay, I think maybe what we should do, and I mean, obviously, we've got a couple things going here. Ms. Redfield, do you have a fence quote yet?
No, I've been waiting
So I'm thinking
for
maybe.
someone to come and give me an estimate. But
Have her get those if we could, I think just to kind of keep things moving along, is to allow her a little bit of time to get quotes for both the fence and siding, and then let's have her back and see what those are and see what her plan is. Maybe,
Okay, but is it fair to tell her the siding is probably more pressing than the fence, right?
I would believe so.
Okay.
finances, obviously contingent on
So what are you thinking, like just a couple weeks or 30 days?
3, 2,
2 to 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
You know how quick contracts come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's that time of year where I think contractors are pretty busy, so maybe we do
3?
3 weeks.
3. Ma'am, can you let her know that in 3 weeks, we're going to have her back? And at that time, we would like her to have estimates for the fence and the siding? And maybe let her know that the siding is more important than the fence at this time, if she wants to put them in priorities.
Okay, and really, I was hoping to put the fence up first because of all the people that walk through
I mean, that's
the
fine, right?
yard.
Yeah.
They're just always passing through, and I don't feel comfortable, especially in the backyard.
Okay.
So Ms. Redfield, what we need is estimates for both the fence and the siding when you come back, and then we'll have that discussion.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that sounds good.
5/22?
May 22nd?
I'll be back May 22nd, that's fine. Thank
I
you.
recommend we set this for status for May 22nd, 2025.
And just make sure, Ms. Redfield, that you're getting estimates from companies that are licensed in the city.
Right.
If you have any questions about that,
So you can contact me,
you can call Mr. Luter,
or email.
or email, I'm sorry, email.
I'm sorry, she can contact me.
Email Mr. Luter. Bill,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you,
All right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you for your help. Oh, I concur. I always concur.
Always concur.
Letter B, status for 1563 177th Place.
So we have this is set for status because the rehab agreement that was signed in February by Owensi Torres expired on May 6th or 5th or something like that. Since that time, it's been, unfortunately, Mr. Torres did absolutely nothing, and we gave him the benefit of the doubt that he was going to do something, which is disappointing when people come in here and represent that they're going to do something, and they don't. The property is starting to get cleaned up by new owner, Mr. Chris Rhodes. The building department and the inspections department feel confident that he will rehab the property effectively, but we do need to get him in here and sign a rehab agreement.
And we can work on that. He hasn't even brought us the paperwork yet. It's possible he just closed last week, so he could be waiting on a recorded deed as well.
Okay, so no action today?
No, I'd like to set it for status. Just
Yeah,
move it.
do-
We can
do
set it
30
for that
days.
May 22nd
May
date.
22nd? Yeah. We should have something by then.
May 22nd, all right, Mr. Smith?
That's fine. Thank you.
All right, I recommend we set this for status for May 22nd, 2025.
And I concur. Letter C, status for 5742 Calumet Avenue.
Yeah, so this is, there's a sign, it's just on the block, you can
Yep.
probably see it out the
Yeah.
window, right? It says Rockies, I think, and there's that garage. I brought it up to get it kind of back on the agenda just to discuss it. I don't know if we need to have it on demo, there's a for sale sign on it. They got rid of the graffiti, which I think was our main concern. It's not like it's in the greatest shape, but I wouldn't say it's in the worst shape, but I defer to Mr. Luter.
Right, I drive by it all the time. I don't notice anything that's very obvious. I mean, sure, underneath we could have some rotting wood issues or whatever, but I don't think it needs to remain on, if we
So
have an order, do we need
we
to
never even
rescind it?
entered the order on it. So
Okay.
I just want the board and the inspections department to hear from the law department that there was never an order entered. Mr. Borsuck appeared at the time, but he did have an attorney that wanted to continue it. Mr. Borsuck didn't want to continue it, so that made me hold off on recording the order because there was a little bit of disconnect between his attorney that I had talked to and him here. Since that time, the graffiti was removed. I know they switched it, ownership it was in his name personally to a trust. But if Mr. Luter or Mr. Kearney don't feel like it needs to be on the demo list currently, I'm happy to just continue this matter generally until I hear from them.
I believe we can revert back to allowing the inspector for that area if they do see some deterioration, some more graffiti, citing the owner, working that process, and then if we get nothing, then we can, down the road, advance to demolition, but I don't think it's, everything would be a waste of the city's resources at this point on that, on just that small garage.
Okay.
Yep,
What
no
action?
action.
We need no action?
Okay.
Okay, moving on to letter D, status for 1933 Maiden Lane.
Okay.
The house,
Mr.
the house
Luder.
of many addresses.
The house of many addresses is right. So on February 6th, we were here. The reason it's up today is because the rehab agreement expires May 9th, and we set it for status. In February, when we were last here, the electrical inspections and framing were going forward, and we gave them a 90-day extension till today. This has been signed, I don't know if anyone's here on behalf of the owner. It was signed by Lorenzo Limas, Limas, and it was entered by the board on February 6th, expiring May 9th.
No, I don't see him here, but I have, we did pass a electrical rough and a rough framing inspection.
Passed.
They've passed, yes. They've had a little bit of a speed bump on their plumbing inspection. They've got some issues for the second time they need to remedy, but things are moving forward. So if we need to do another rehab agreement, I'm sure Mr. Lemus would appreciate it.
All right, if we could, what we'll do is we'll send Mr. Lemus a second extension. We usually don't go past the second. So hopefully things will get moving. And what I'll do is it probably won't be entered by the board until maybe mid-May, I'm assuming if we get it back from him soon. So if we could set this for a status of maybe late August, mid to late August.
August, we have 21st or the 28th?
Let's go with the 28th.
28, okay. Okay, I recommend we set this for status and get a new rehab agreement for August 28th, 2025.
And I concur.
Thank you.
Thank you. Number 10, late rental registration hearings. Letter A, 4708 Henry.
Good morning, Board.
Good morning.
Nobody here?
Anybody here for 4708 Henry? Apparently not.
This property has had the same owner since 2016, when they were previously in front of the board for collections for 2016 and 2017. No one's present. I'll leave it up to the board.
Okay.
Yeah. I recommend we impose the late fee.
And I concur. It's done here. Okay, moving on to letter B, 6633 Van Buren.
Can you guys hear me? I'm on Zoom.
Oh, he's
Good morning, how are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Can you please let us know what happened in 2024?
I really don't have any great excuses. It was just an administrative oversight. I had registered in 2023 and then realized my mistake for 2025 and registered for 2025. And that's when I realized that I'd forgotten for 2024.
Is this the only property that you own, sir?
It is. Yes, sir.
Okay. And how long have you owned it? Since when?
I acquired it in 2022, I believe, at the end of the year.
Okay, so first time, Jordan?
Yeah, first time missing, been up to date with everything else.
For 2 units.
It's a 2-unit?
Yeah, I'm good, Donnie.
No issues with the property. It is a 2-unit rental, and they're only here for 2024.
Got it.
All right. I recommend we waive the late fees.
And I concur. Sir, I know you said it was an oversight, just make sure in the future that that doesn't happen again. Thank you very much.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You have 30 days to come in and pay that now, the fee, the $10 fee for the 2 rental apartments.
Correct. And then for 2025 as well, I will
Yes,
pay.
Yes, sir, yep.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you, board.
Letter C, 2240 White Oak. Looks like there's 2 of them.
2240 White Oak, anybody here? Oh, okay.
This property's been under the same ownership since 2019, and this is the only time that they have missed their rental registration. With nobody being present, I leave it to the board for discretion.
Same.
Yep, I recommend we apply the late fee.
And I concur. Okay, moving on to letter D, 1511 Warwick. Thank you. Okay. Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Can you give us your name, please?
Emma Garza.
Okay, and tell us what happened in '24?
So we didn't realize that this is a whiting address for that building, and I went to register to whiting, but they don't require for rentals to be registered. And as I was registering the ones for Hammond, I asked them about that one since water goes through Hammond, and then that's when we realized it had to be registered with Hammond, not with whiting.
I gotcha. And this is, is this the first time that you?
Yes.
Okay, I gotcha. Okay,
First time for rental registration for 2024. They've owned since August 27th of 2024. No other issues with the property.
okay.
That's a 4-unit, right? You said
It is a
for-
4-unit, correct.
All right, I recommend that we waive the late fees.
And I concur. Well, at least you know it's in Hammond now, right?
I know, yeah,
Okay, thank you very much. If you
Thank
want to
you.
wait till the meeting's over, you can get a copy of this and go downstairs and pay. if
Perfect.
you-
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, letter E, 1008 Eaton. Good morning, sir.
Hello.
Can you give us your name, please?
Jack Mitchell?
Mr. Mitchell, can you tell us what happened in '24?
Yes, well, the property we acquired at the end of 2024, it was not a vacant property. Somebody was living there, but I have a copy of the sheriff's deed of when it was acquired. And so when I came to register it for 2025, we did rent it out to somebody this year. So I'm ready to, whatever I need to do to pay the fees, but we just acquired it at the end of 2024, so.
Okay,
Ownership, October 1st of '24, only here for 2024, no other issues at the property.
okay. You good, Donnie?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, recommend we waive the late fees.
And I concur. Sir, same thing, you can
Thank
stay till after the meeting. Okay, last but not least, letter F, 6741 Madison.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Can you give us your name, please?
Yes, David Potesta?
Mr. Batesta, can you tell us what happened in '24?
Sure. Well, in '23, I had a tenant in there, and it took me several months to get them out. I had them out by the first of the year of '24, so I lost several months of rent. I decided I wasn't going to rent the property anymore and just try and sell it. I kept it vacant for like 4 months and just did cosmetic improvements. And then I put it on the market. Didn't sell. So I was panicked at November of '24 because I didn't want the property vacant for the winter with pipes freezing and stuff. So I did get a tenant in there. Oversight. So for 10 months of '24, it was vacant. So I could show you pictures if you like.
No, we believe you.
Okay, thank you.
Owner since 9/16 of '21, only here for 2024. When did the tenant occupy the property in 2024?
November. So 2
November.
months of, yeah.
Okay, so we would still require that the property be registered for 2024, so.
Okay. Good, Donnie.
Yeah, I recommend we waive the late fees.
And I concur.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in, sir. You can pay afterwards if you'd
Okay,
like.
so I have to wait till the end of the meeting to get
Yeah,
the
we're
documentation.
almost done. It'll take 2 more minutes, yeah, yeah. Okay, thanks, Jordan.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, number 11, the meeting's now open to the public. If anybody have anything they want to say? Good morning.
Okay, so I'm here again about the property located at 51 Webb Street.
Can you tell, what were we, there was something we were
I
supposed
know
to,
it's public comment, so I guess as long as Ms., I'm sorry,
Lawson.
I should know that by now, Ms. Lawson doesn't mind me interrupting her public comment, I will
ahead.
make some public comment of my own.
okay,
51 Webb has been renoticed for demolition and is set for May 22nd. The issue, as I explained last time, was that there wasn't notice to the tax sale purchaser, who now we know who it is, and so we've notified them as well as the prior owners, and it's set now for hearing again before this board on May 22nd. We've given notice to Mike Kovachkov, who is the attorney for the tax sale purchaser, and said he would take service on behalf of them. So we'll see what he has to say. The city's position at the hearing will be to move forward with, get a demolition order and move forward, so.
Okay.
that's where we're at.
I assume you're here just to get an update, basically,
I
right?
am, and to make sure they know who the property owner is, and to make sure they know who those pink notices are technically going to, and
Yeah,
to
that
move
probably
forward with
went
the
to the other,
demolition.
So if we need a new 10-day notice, I
Yeah.
thought I sent the information to inspections, but make sure that it gets sent to the current owner is AAA.
Okay, oh, it is? Okay,
Yeah,
That's what I said
because
to.
the tax sale purchaser doesn't own it yet.
Okay,
He just
gotcha.
has the certificate and he's trying to perfect
Okay.
it. I doubt AAA will respond, but
Right.
I think we need to do, and Mr. Kearney indicated that after the 10 days is up,
Yeah, we're gonna do a.
we're gonna do a
Yep,
cleanup.
Yep.
Yep.
I already had that scheduled for Tuesday, or Monday.
Okay, so there you go.
You gotta do
Cleanup.
what exactly?
We're gonna be cleaning up the property on Monday,
All right, sounds great.
okay?
All right, and then May 22nd is the hearing. I'm directing my public comment this way like I'm supposed to. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I would just request that if there are any neighbors that would like to attend that hearing, I think that will be important for the board to hear testimony regarding the property at the hearing on May 22nd, in case the owner or tax sale purchaser comes to
Okay.
talk about it, so.
Okay, sounds great.
And we also had the property resecured, the front door too, ma'am.
I saw that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Okay, the meeting's still open to the public, if anybody else would like to speak.
Chris?
Okay,
Okay, all right. Recommend adjournment.
and I concur. Thank you, everyone.